to set up, so just hang in there. I will be turning everything on in just a moment. Okay, just let me know if you are here. Just drop it into the comments if you don't mind. I'm still getting everything set up, but especially if you're coming from the mentor group, I would love to, just to see who else here with me. I'm gonna shut the camera off until I get finished setting up. Okay. Hello and welcome. Just, if you don't mind, again, just drop into the comments and let me know who's here. I am going to be adjusting the comment section a little bit, just to kind of keep it balanced, as there's going to be a lot shared. Hello and welcome. There's going to be a lot shared, a lot in terms of self-mastery. And then, of course, I'm going to be shifting into expressing some overtones, which is offered from a trance or meditative state. So that's here just to simply, maybe if you're going through a difficult time right now. Thank you. Welcome. Love you guys. Thank you so much. If you're going through a difficult time, if you're feeling like your body needs a little extra support, what is shared with the overtones is really going to offer that. It's basically like receiving little individual tornadoes of sacred geometry, and they pass through your energy bodies and they support you with the utmost unconditional acceptance and love. So, just if you would like to receive here, just hang in. I am going to be speaking into one thing before we begin. So if you're interested in just receiving, just hang tight. You don't have to understand what I'm speaking into, but it is an opportunity to simply explore maybe something different that you're not used to listening to or receiving. If you are here from my self-mastery group, if you don't mind letting me know in the comments. So, and if it's not something that you're interested in, it's okay. You can leave. You do not have to have a negative opinion on it. Or I mean, you can, but it's okay. Like it's not gonna support you here, because where I'm speaking from is not coming from a space that you're speaking from. I'm speaking in terms of what actually is. And sacred geometry, I'm not talking about spiritual woo-woo bullshit. I'm actually speaking about what's in motion. But the interesting thing about this concept that you think I'm lying is that you don't even know what I'm talking about. So how can you assume a lie When you don't even know what I'm speaking about. So, yeah, you don't have to believe in this. You can just as easily scroll on to the next video. Whatever it is your opinion is on this, it's okay. It doesn't bother me. However, I will not allow it in the comment section. So, thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. So, with that being said, welcome to those that are here to receive, and welcome to those that are here from my self-mastery group. Welcome, Becca. Welcome, Samantha. For now, if the comment section does start getting out of hand here, I'm going to set it up to where you have to actually be here for about 20 to 30 minutes and subscribe to my channel. So just letting everyone know that if you start spamming, I'm just going to hide you and I'm just going to block you from the channel. So you're not going to get anywhere with that. So let's just go ahead and clear all that up while we're here. If you're here to actually receive, like I said, my name is Aowasi and welcome. So now with that, just because the chaos is getting a little intense in the chaos in the comment section, like I said, I'm just going to give it a few minutes to calm down, because what is offered here is it's a space for you to learn about yourself from a space of like greater awareness and presence. Like I said, it's not spiritual healing, it's consciousness. So I have been a part of the spiritual community for some time, and I used to guide people and support people from a space that was pretty spiritual woo-woo-y. Okay, like I'm not going off onto some like idea or concept of spirituality. I'm actually speaking about like what I practice, what is in motion in my day-to-day life, like how this applies for real life. And people can hear words like this person did, and they can hear words like sacred geometry and assume that I'm talking about something that they think that it's in the way that they believe. That's why this person assumed it was a lie, because they believe something about spiritual geometry that they think is based in a lie. And more than likely, that's because they have been receiving from a space that is always judging whatever it is they're receiving. I would invite in an opportunity to simply just receive this without thinking anything about it, just offering it. I'm offering it from a space of neutrality and from my own practices. When I mention the sacred geometry, if you would notice in the description, there are numbers that are listed there. Every single time I speak, every single time you speak, your voice is sending out what's like akin to little tornadoes of sound. It's how your ears receive. Your ears are receiving the vibration of sound before you actually hear. That's, it's pretty scientific. It's not woo-woo-y. It's actually, physical. It's actually physically, scientifically proven, okay? So what happens is your ears are attuned to what you hear based on what you believe. You do not hear just sound. You hear through your belief system, which again goes back to when this person heard me mention sacred geometry. Their belief system is anchored in judgment and denial, which means that they don't hear what I'm actually sharing. They're hearing what they think and what they believe I'm talking about. And everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. Exactly. However, our ears, they pick up the vibration and it processes through a lens of how we see ourselves, which is in turn how we see others. Therefore, if you have a certain belief system that believes something about those words, sacred geometry, or believes something about the word time, or believes something about the word spiritual healing or consciousness, guess what's going to happen? Whatever you hear me or another person saying is going to filter through that lens, and that's how you actually receive. The overtones at the latter part of this session are just sound. But their sound, you'll notice if you stay here, the sound, you're going to hear multiple sounds layered on top of one another. It's going to seem like I'm only making one sound, But if you listen and you just receive, you'll feel not only the sound, but you'll hear overtones, which is one tone that's broken down into multiple tones. And it's coming in a wave. That wave, that actual wave, each tone is a vibration, it's a frequency, and it's interacting like a vortex. And one vortex, one layer, that frequency interacts with another. And they come towards you like a tornado. And when they intersect, just like when you've seen sound interact with like water in a petri dish, it forms geometry. That's what I'm speaking about. It's something you can actually see with your physical eyes as evidence. It's not something that I'm just saying, oh, hey, it just maybe it'll happen. No, like there's actually proof out there that it happens. But at the same time, I'm not saying like what this person Jesse is saying. If you truly believe it works, it works. I'm not saying it's going to do anything to you or for you. So therefore, I'm not actually saying I'm doing anything to change anything about you. I'm simply saying that I'm offering a sound that you get to experience, just like my voice right now. I mean, what? Do you think you have to believe that my voice is talking to actually believe that it's talking? It's simply just a way of receiving without judgment. It's a way of receiving and feeling by simply just accepting. And again, if this isn't something you're interested in, then please move on. You do not have to have some sort of exceptional belief system to be here and receive this. But the things I am speaking into, welcome, Mina. I'm so grateful you joined us, my love. But the things I am speaking into are also what I practice on a day-to-day basis. Everything I offer through my services, self-mastery. Self-mastery is mastering my perception on myself, mastering my self-concept, mastering my understanding of reality. So every single moment of every single day, I can practice being in a neutral state and accepting what's happening. Exactly what you're saying here, depending on your frequency, and if you're on a higher level of consciousness, which is actually depth of perception. When you can see yourself, the deepest, darkest levels of your shadow, and you're accepting of them, then you're reaching a different plane of consciousness. That's what higher dimensions are. You can measure the depth of consciousness by the depth of perception. Most people see reality through a very limited lens, like even through, and I'm not judging, I'm just using it as an example. Some of the comments are coming from a space that is already judging without even receiving more of what I'm saying. Not because I'm trying to convince you of anything, I'm just sharing from my own experiences, and what I'm offering is free. You don't have to receive it, but you get to. You don't have to judge it, but I mean, obviously, if that's the direction you want to go, you're not judging me. That's a deep-seated level of unworthiness that's coming out as judgment. You project it onto other people because you don't believe in yourself. When you don't believe in yourself, it makes it impossible to believe in other people. It makes it impossible to see the beauty and the acceptance that's right here in front of you, which is an opportunity to learn more about yourself. Just like I tell those that I work with in self-mastery, I'm not telling them what to do. I'm simply reflecting from my own practices, which give them an opportunity to learn more about themselves. And with that being said, one of the things that came through that's been really, really powerful for me is truly learning what time is, like how I actually get to practice time. And that has nothing to do with a clock. It has nothing to do with the day of the week. It has nothing to do with whether it's nighttime or daytime. Time for me is awareness. Speaking about frequency, speaking about consciousness and perception, a lot of us think of time as an event, like something happened at a certain point in time. That is one way to connect to time. However, if you let go of the time itself, like the actual number, you get like this like sheet, like it's like a sheet of music. You're no longer looking at an event, you're experiencing all events simultaneously. I'll give, so here's an example for me of how this unfolds. My fur baby, my dog, that's my child, if you will, whether you believe in that, agree with that or not, that's just the way it is for me. He has a massive anchor and fear when it comes to thunder or it comes to gunshots. He will not go outside. He won't use the bathroom. He gets exceptionally terrified of those noises. And he's like 115 pounds. He's a pit bull Connie Corso mix. So there's no making him go outside. And I don't want to make him go outside because I don't want to take his choice away from him. He is an extension of me. If I try to force him to do something, which I've definitely tried, I'm simply I'm taking my willpower and I'm projecting it onto another person, trying to make the situation different by changing what he does. That doesn't make it different. It's never about whether or not he's going to go out. It's how I'm going to respond when he chooses not to and how I'm going to respond when he does choose to. The way I used to work through this was, okay, he's gone out at 5 a.m. If he can go out again by 5 p.m., I'll be good. Everything will be good. So I lived in this framework of judging what was going to happen based on what did happen and what I wanted to happen. Now, I don't look at the time. It's not about when he went out last or when he's going to go out again. The reason why that's important is because I have such a strong connection to him. It's operating through a mother-child archetype, which we all operate through. You have a mother-child archetype with your mother. If you're a mother, you are in the mother archetype, but you're also operating from the child archetype because every single one of us have been conditioned since children to believe in a certain way. Not anymore, but I'll speak into that in a minute. I'll tell you why. Of course. It is a thing, but it's not really a thing. So with that being said, this mother-child archetype is a fourth dimensional, it's a place where we get frozen. I say this because we think a lot of things and we believe a lot of things about mother. If you think about your mom or your mother, you're going to have memories come. You're going to have feelings come. If you're a mother and you have a child, you're going to have memories come. You're going to have feelings come. Bruiser, that's my child. I'm the mother. There is a lot of energy that's connected to that. Another thing that's attributed to the mother-child archetype, when you shift out of the perception of the mother from 3D and you actually see it from the fourth dimension, which is again just expanding the lens, like you were mentioning, it's expanding the lens. It's an expanded vision of consciousness. It means that a mother doesn't actually give birth to a child. It's a reference point for belief systems. So, because our body is only designed to hold the template of our soul. No other soul can actually incarnate or can actually imprint onto another body. Your body is designed for your lessons. Your body is designed for your soul. It is designed via the fabric of your spirit. It's like a thumbprint. It's very specific to you. Therefore, your mother did not give birth to you, nor do you birth a child, not in the physical sense, but in the belief system, in the pattern of thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. There is a birthing, but you're the consciousness, you're the field, you're the source. You birth yourself through the belief in that shell of reality. And so therefore, that's why it's 3D, 4D. It's a very limited lens because we think that we are a little child. We think that we're a toddler. We think that we're born to parents, just like we think we die. But I think everybody realizes by now we don't actually die. We just move on. The whole concept of being born and dying is two ends of the same coin. Neither one actually happens in the way that we think it happens. Just like time doesn't happen in the way that we think it happens. Everything in this simulation is akin to a tesseract. It's a cube. It's a simulated cube of consciousness. And that consciousness is directed by your level of perception. Let's say you begin with a triangle, or no, let's say you begin with a circle, and then you come into a triangle, as above, so below. And then you expand and you start taking on a tesseract form, because then you have the the mastery of the as above and so below, as within, so without. So you start gaining more sides to your perception, if that makes sense. The more that you can see is the more that you understand. It's the more that you've mastered. And mastery is actually learning a lesson and having the wisdom where you lived through the moment, you understood why it happened through a perception of reality that is no longer bound by the rules of 3D, meaning it's not seeing it in the bias. It's not seeing it as a polarity. It's not seeing it as, oh, I'm born to a mom and then I just die. Like, that's a very limited perception. It's dualistic, two sides, but it doesn't go beyond that. When we actually expand into fourth dimension is the dimension of archetypes. It's where a lot of people in the spiritual community are held because of the belief in angels, the belief in guides, the belief in Isis, the belief in Ra. All these goddess archetypes are fourth dimension. It's where power is still being outsourced. It's kind of similar even to reincarnation. Reincarnation is a belief that we would have to actually die to come back in, right? But since we don't die, we just move on. There's never really a physical death. There is a perception of death, just like there is a perception of being born. The dimension that you are connected to depends on your perception. The moment I stopped believing in sickness was the moment I stopped experiencing sickness. I no longer connect to that perception. The moment that I stopped judging through time or focusing on time based on what I just said, the moments of what happened a few hours ago, as opposed to what's going to happen a few hours from now, is the moment I started becoming free from time. Meaning, I move freely throughout the day and I'm not bound by night or day. I'm not bound by the clock and I'm not bound by a schedule. Everything happens in the exact moment it's meant to happen. I know it's meant to happen in that moment, which means I don't try to make anything else happen in that moment. I'm just here to accept what's happening, to observe it, and to learn from it. That's what's here for all of us. But we're all so busy chasing the archetypes and chasing time. We're trying to get something out of time. We work to get something out of time. We have a job because we want to go and we want to make money. And so therefore we basically like slave ourselves out to a system that tells us our time is worth a certain amount of money. That's also, of course, why money is so based in fears, because it's still being accessed through survival. The frequency of money that's available in abundance without survival is we're still accessing that. We're still opening that up, but that is becoming more available for all of us as a collective. Eventually, we'll all be able to have everything we need immediately. We will not have to worry about going through that system. But the freedom that comes from letting these beliefs go is you're no longer standing behind that lens. You're no longer stuck viewing the world through that lens. Think of all the things that would happen if you no longer believed in sickness or disease. Think about what would happen with the world if we no longer actually believed we could get sick. Sickness, disease, and illness, it only happens to you because you believe it happens to you. I literally haven't even had a cough in 4 years. I used to keep chest infections every single year. I used to remain in a consistent state. I mean, I had COVID twice. I used to keep walking pneumonia. I don't even cough or sneeze anymore. I've not had that happen in years. And I know it'll never happen again, because not only did I detach from that perception, but it just never comes into my field. My parents don't get sick anymore. Like, rarely is there anything that happens where I can identify sickness. And that's what actually does happen, is we identify with sickness. We identify with it. That's where we stay stuck. And just like you're saying right here, When we detach from the material perception, from the 3D perception, it's material because all we're doing is we're looking at the material world, we're looking at these environmental cues, and we're saying that that's the only reality that exists. Just like I could choose to believe that my mom birthed me and that she is the reason why I came into this world, which means the mother holds the power and the father holds the power, but they don't hold the power. If I choose to accept that, if I choose to believe that, then whatever is a part of my inheritance, my bloodline, I'm stuck with that. And now, of course, we know epigenetics, even the most recent Harvard study is talking about how epigenetics is not absolute. This is something myself and others have been practicing for a while. You are the source. And yes, the five senses, if you start to practice the five senses beyond the limitation of the 3D perception, you notice your senses expand and touch other dimensional consciousness. It's not some woo-woo out there bullshit. It's literally dimension is measurement. You can measure it. It's a perception of reality. And it has, it's we don't have all the mathematical formulas available to us yet. Doesn't mean they're not there. It just means it's going to require somebody not thinking the way that the normal scientific community thinks in order to access it. We are still stuck in these collective psyche belief systems where everybody's taught everything, and therefore they only believe what they believe because they were taught it. Now, this doesn't mean you want to go and you want to revolt against schools or anything. It's just recognizing that everything we know is everything we've always known, and we've always been taught how to think. Especially the generations now, they not only don't think for themselves, but they're so heavily ingrained in identity distortion that they're not even aware of themselves. They're so hyper aware of everyone and everything out there, not realizing everyone and everything out there is me. They're them, they, us, all me. That's me. That's just me coming back to me. Everyone is me pushed out. I do believe in chakras to the extent that they are, let's say they're intersecting points for belief systems. So the more that I am focused on the material plane, the more that I'm connected to the root. The more that I am in that's going to be my physical body. The more that I'm connected to my emotional body, the more that I'm connected to my sacral. The more that I'm connected to the willpower of the way that I think and I start thinking for myself, the more that I'm connected to the solar plexus. When I allow all those to meet me in the heart and neutrality, that's when I'm starting to connect to my soul. Then I go higher. When I start using that from a space of clarity, I can start speaking from spirit instead of speaking from ego. Ego would be the lower three chakras or the lower three collections of belief patterns that are inherited. But ego is not bad. Ego has been my most beautiful teacher. So when I connect to chakras, I'm not necessarily connecting to, of course, anything physical, as I'm sure you're aware. I'm connecting to a vibrational pattern. The way I think and feel about my physical reality. So that would be solar plexus, sacral, root. And so, but no, actually, ego is a great friend. It is. That's the biggest, I feel like that's where so many people get caught up is they think ego's bad. They don't want to be an ego. They don't want to talk from ego. Like, oh my gosh, ego is going to destroy you. You got to get rid of ego. Ego is just a way of believing. It's a way of seeing things. It's where you are standing there and the focal point is, you don't know what I'm feeling. You don't know how bad it is for me. You don't know what I'm going through because it's all about me. That way of believing and speaking is ego. But it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that there is a way of seeing yourself beyond that, and there's a way of feeling yourself beyond that. And oh yeah, I am ego. I am I go. Is that what you're trying to say, Mina? Meaning this is the way I go. I am ego. I go. So, everything, there, everything is and can be experienced in the shells of reality, just like ego has its own shells of reality. The archetypes have their own shells of reality. And when you choose to only see that in a certain way, like if you think ego's bad, you're going to experience the shell of reality that shows you why you should think that way. Because you think that way, so everything's going to prove itself through the way you think and believe. When I made friends with my own ego, I started learning so much because I no longer judged my ego and I no longer judged other egos coming back to me, which is again, um, it doesn't mean like when you recognize ego in another person, you're either recognizing it from judgment or you're recognizing it from acceptance, which is clarity. Um, oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know what amigo means. Um, it was stated as that ego is not your amigo. Ego is not your friend, which is why I was speaking into it. Or maybe I'm just not understanding the point there. Mina, sorry. But yes, I definitely am aware of what amigo means. So thank you. I appreciate it. Um, but the one thing I feel like especially is that like if we even just believe, oh, okay, I gotcha. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. Thank you for clarifying. Um, if we choose to see ego as a friend, then we can make friends with the way that we see ourselves. I know when I started realizing all the ego that was in the spiritual community, it was just people wearing masks and using words of power to seem like they knew what they were talking about. But my question was, okay, like if we're going to offer all these things and we're going to be offering like the, rose lineage activations and Atlantean meditations and all of these things, how does that apply to me when I leave this activation and my day-to-day life kicks in? Like, what is that Atlantean meditation doing to support me in my day-to-day life? That's where I never could quite get everything to coincide. It felt like spiritual community is focused on fantasy, and then you also have day-to-day reality. And a lot of times it would be addressed in a way like, oh, it's just our human experience. This is something more. That's just the human experience, as if the human experience is somehow lesser than. And that's when it really started to sink in for me is that, oh, like I don't want to just have this human experience as something lesser than. I don't want to continue to escape through the divine, which is it's an abandonment wound where we go into spiritual belief systems to escape who we really are so that we can wear a mask and seem like we're important and powerful because throughout our life maybe we haven't felt important or powerful, and we know that we start recognizing that other things are accessible to us. We want to belong. We want to belong to a group. We want to belong to a community, and that is a wonderful thing. um it is a wonderful thing. And you're right, you do have to let everything go. But the whole point is that if you try to escape your ego, you're going to be bypassing through the need to let go of ego instead of standing in the mirror and accepting ego. That's where the mastery comes in. I don't want to run and I don't want to get rid of my ego. I want to accept it and I want to honor it and I want to love it. That doesn't mean I act through it. It means that I understand how I've been acting through it. I no longer choose to act through it, which means I do go through an ego death, but then I am embodied from a deeper state of understanding, and my ego doesn't actually go anywhere. I just choose not to act through it in that way. So I totally agree with what you're saying, but to run from ego is to still be bypassing ego. because your third dimension, your reality as it is experienced, is an ego. That ego creates the 3D. The 4D starts to give it a higher understanding of how reality can be accessed, but still contained within a limited perception of outsourcing instead of insourcing. See, ego it doesn't go beyond what it believes. It sticks to believing right and wrong, good and bad. That's ego. This is right, this is wrong. Ego good, ego bad. That's ego. When ego is neutral, it's neither good or bad. It's simply a space of experience, like the Buddha, middle path. It's simply an opportunity to learn more about the self. You can have an ego death without escaping the ego. You can learn from the ego without over-identifying with the ego, which means that it's teaching you if you will listen. And of course, as a society, we have been conditioned through our own hearing to only hear what we want to hear based on what we choose to believe. And if we are heavily embedded in good or bad, right or wrong, this is the good way, this is the bad way, this is the right way, this is the wrong way, it will be difficult to find that middle path until you surrender both of those biases and those polarities, simply because you won't see the middle path. You'll be turned away from it. You'll be looking to the good or looking and judging the bad. So all I'm offering is an invitation to meet yourself in neutrality, to learn, explore, and grow while mastering the self. There is a spiritual aspect to that that's not spirituality. The spiritual aspect is the hierarchy of the self without the hierarchy of the system and the way people believe it. It just simply means you're rising up into the spirit, which is it's the supreme intelligence. It's the intelligence that speaks, that has an awareness of itself. It definitely speaks from a deeper space of resonance. So, I'm not saying that you don't want to let go. You do, but you want to let go and come back. Well, but go beyond where? I don't want to let the ego go. I can release myself by will from this simulation because I understand that I have that power. I don't need to, I'm already traveling in other ways. I am here to complete my agreement, which is mastery. And there is no mastery without acceptance of ego. So, do I want to go beyond the simulation yet? No, because I still have a lot more to learn. I have a lot more to gain. I have a lot more to come into me, to come into my libraries of knowledge. So when it's time, I'll go and I will do it by will. I won't just die without knowing that I'm dying. I will actually choose to move on. Because I've actually met myself in the experience of how I can move through my channel and actually through a process release myself from the simulation. I can do it by conscious willpower. I don't have to go through the death process. But while I'm here, I want to learn everything I can from ego because ego is a beautiful component to this simulation. So now, if you want to consistently believe that you have to let go of ego to go beyond somewhere, that's your path to learn from. For me, I have attempted to do that. And I understand for my own self that no, I no longer want that choice because I don't want to go beyond anywhere. I love being here right now and I love learning right now because I have access to a deeper space of self-awareness, even with my ego still being present. My ego doesn't speak for me. My ego shows me how I've chosen and how I can understand differently. Meaning I can see where I have definitely made choices in ego, where I was self-absorbed, where I was in a belief system that was making it all about me and it was judging and it was viewing through like these biases and this polarity. I can see that. I can reference those moments in time. If I didn't have ego, I would have no knowledge of that. I wouldn't be able to access that. So ego is here to give me an opportunity to reference. So it's a teacher. Now, if you don't want it to be a teacher for you, it doesn't have to be. It is for me though. Um, anger. So anger, yeah. So anger, anger and feelings, you want to be with it. Just like you want to accept ego, you want to accept feeling. We run from fear. We try to change anger. You don't want to do any of that. The reason why anger comes up is because we've been running from feeling. Anger is a reference point to it's a reaction, it's a compulsive reaction from a belief system that at the very beginning believed that it was unworthy. There's a moment in time where we identified with not being good enough, and we identified with abandonment. And therefore, our emotions started attaching themselves to that bias, that polarity. Not that we were actually abandoned, because it's just us in our simulation. It's just us in our dreams. So there's really no one there. But of course, in that perspective, we don't know that. And we don't fully understand that because we've gone through these deep layers of forgetting. So when we identify with the fact that we're not worthy, that as children, there was a moment where our needs were not met, or many moments where our needs were not met, our parents weren't there, we're not emotionally stable, or we're not emotionally supportive in the way that we thought they needed to be, we created an image of them, an image of ourselves, an image of the world, and we've been operating from that pattern, that state of perception. So with anger, which I know very well because it is like literally, it's literally something that I used to go into all the time. Anger was a massive state of reactivity for me because I was trying to control what was happening. And because I wanted to control it, that meant I wanted a different outcome. And if the outcome or the conversation or something was not happening in the way I wanted it to, I would get angry. Or actually, the anger was already there. I was just projecting it. But I only felt that way because I felt like things were not happening in the way that I wanted them to. And the only reason why I felt that way is because my perception was not accepting what was happening. So now I simply accept. It doesn't mean that I don't have an opportunity to be angry. I can feel where that's an option, just like I can feel where joy is an option. I can feel where fear is an option. I can feel where excitement's an option. They're all an option, but I do not have to go into them to identify with them, to have a feeling, because I am the source of feeling. So therefore, I don't have to go there anymore. I understand that from my own experiences. But again, it's different for everyone. I'm not saying everyone's got to go on their path and everybody's got to learn from themselves. When it comes to feeling, you want to feel. You do not want to run from feeling, and you don't want to change it. Just because you feel anger, that's okay. Understand why. Where is it coming from? Because it's not just happening, just like fear. Fear only exists because we believe in fear. Anger only exists because we believe we have something to defend. These emotions only are there as a way to identify feeling, but they're not the true source of feeling. So we can go into them and we can explore through them, but remember that at the source, everything is neutral, okay? Everything is neutral. So the one place you always want to return to is neutrality, just accepting the feeling without trying to change it. Because it's all, just like I tell those in my self-mastery group, when you have something like that come up, sit with it, understand why. Because we are a collective that is running from feeling. We are trying so hard to be seen as always feeling good or right. We're always supposed to be seen as like spiritually ascended. There is no such thing, not really, to that like, I mean, I've gone through that process of belief. You're not ascending anywhere. Your awareness is gaining a clearer perception on what reality really is. You're returning to your neutral state, but you're not ascending in the way that that belief system would hold you captive. Again, that's like a fourth dimensional belief system. You don't see beyond it. You remain trapped trying to achieve something. And what I would say is true ascension is wisdom. where you understand and you actually have learned from the moment. You're no longer trying to get something out of the moment. And a lot of times that's what we're doing. We're trying to get something out of the moment. We need something. We need it. We need it. We need it. That neediness is what keeps us going. If we're no longer needing anything, then we're learning that neediness doesn't actually give anything to us. It takes from us. So the more that we can just be and accept, the more that we can see how much we truly receive. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to go into some overtones now. So if you would like to hang around to receive, please do. Especially if you've never experienced them before, I would invite you to experience. And like I said, I'm not doing anything to you or for you. We are all a collective field of source. And these vibrations are just simply passing through. It is me, I'm passing through. And my voice is passing through. So all you're simply offered here is to just receive. Okay. So with that being said, if you are interested in hanging around, just please go ahead and close your eyes. We want to return. Okay, my dear. Sounds good. Have a beautiful day. Get this stuff off my lips. So go ahead and turn your attention fully inward. You do not need to see me, nor do you need to watch me. And this is a way to practice having your senses fully present, because then they're all focused on the same thing. Your senses are all coming into a state of unity. And I would invite you to bring your awareness to your heart. And you just bring your awareness to the space where your heart's at, just to give you a focal point. And I would invite you to just take a few deep breaths. Just feeling yourself pulling the breath into the heart. And as you're exhaling, just feeling yourself expanding through the breath, expanding through the heart, and just going beyond the body a little bit. You're not leaving the body, your awareness. So you are all things. As an awareness, you can be present in the body and also moving beyond the body simultaneously. Just acknowledging yourself from within. And as you exhale and have the awareness of yourself from all directions, I would like for you to please declare, I accept, I receive, I accept, I allow. And this agreement just allows the connection to flow with greater ease. And I would also like to call into the awareness, as I would also like to add my living quarters, my house. I want to add that into this overtone attunement to clear the space. So if you'd like to, just set the intention for your house, for your space to receive clearing. Now, clearing just simply means the movement of the tones will actively disassemble and reassemble the space. Your house, it's a part of your own projection. It's projected based on your own belief system. You experience, you guys know this, your senses are heavily entwined in your family home, in the place where you live right now. You can access memories of a space through your senses. That's because the space is a byproduct of your senses. So we just want to include the living space in the awareness, or any space. If it's somewhere different that you want to add in, please do so at this time. And just hold it in acceptance, acknowledging that it will happen automatically. You do not have to do anything. And taking a few more deep breaths and just finding yourself going deeper into relaxation. Exploring the feeling in the body. Allowing the feelings in the body. If there's pain, if there's discomfort, you don't want to change it. You just want to accept it. It's a part of you that's asking for attention that is going somewhere else. So give your body a moment to receive. And let us enter in through a gateway of gratitude. So right now, speaking to the body, how grateful you are. Like, I thank you, body. I thank you, cells. I am so grateful for the work that you do. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love my body. I am grateful for my body. My body is a magnificent vehicle and a magnificent and powerful vessel. And I love everything about my body. I am grateful for this moment, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to explore through my body. My senses are what allow me to perceive my reality, and I am grateful for that. And now opening up with some sounds. Just opening up the space. And calling forward the pattern of 27, accessing the geometry of 27 with the overtones. Just allowing the numbers to represent themselves vibrationally through the tone. Numbers, geometry, the sound, it's all building, rebuilding. Each vowel, each word is interchangeable with a number, just like in your name, just like in my name. The numbers are there. We communicate through numbers every day when we speak. We're just not usually aware of it because we're only focused on the word, the letter, but there are numbers there as well. The intention of these sounds is to clear the space, to neutralize the space, return it to a higher state of clarity, and to clear anything that is stagnant in the field, that isn't moving as quickly. Now bringing the attention to the root. I've been feeling a lot of expansion in the root area. Anytime I go through a greater state of mastery, my bandwidth, my internal bandwidth, of course, becomes larger. That's how it is for all of us. This means my song, my tune, is carried with greater clarity. And as my cycles have been most present in the root, it is no surprise that that is where I am being guided to go right now. And I would just invite everyone to bring their awareness to the base of their spine. You don't have to actually feel that space, but just, you know, with the base of your spine, you know where the area is. So just acknowledging that, that's all that's necessary. And these following chords are going to be opening that space even more and pulling up from that space, it feels like. I would also like to clear any hormonal debris with these. So acknowledging that.
Supporting the expansion of the root. That one popped my spine a few times. It's pulling up through my heart. And if you're like me, my spine becomes like water. It's just, my body just starts moving, my nervous system starts relocating my senses. There's no longer this physical spine or this physical experience. It is more than that. It is my nervous system is transmitting in a very different way. So I don't feel a physical spine right now. Just like I don't feel any physical muscles or a physical bone structure. I know that they're there, but I could quite literally maybe not necessarily bend over backwards, but it does contort me a good bit in this experience in ways that I would not normally move. And pulling up through the sacral. Oh man, that was a big one. And if you have involuntary movements like me, a lot of times, well, it is the nervous system moving on its own. The nervous system is releasing and opening. One of the things, oh yeah, I'm feeling it right there. Whew.
there's been a massive state of stuckness that's been happening in the spine and in the heart valves and that there's actually a heart line that runs and connects us through our hormones. And the hormones are basically the dictators of feeling. And when we are consistently attached or being controlled by feeling instead of truly sitting with feeling, this heart line becomes blocked and then it expands and we feel pain in our spine. We could feel stuck areas in our body, our neck. It basically moves, it'll move through the spine. It'll come in and you could experience it as I have before, which is like a herniated disc pinching on a nerve because there's so much pressure that energy is not moving and it actually pushes things out, or it creates a space of toxicity, of toxic feeling, if you will, which is like a lump, a cyst, a tumor. And that can dissolve simply by awareness and acceptance. So Oh, wonderful. Welcome. Oh, today is 12/12, isn't it? Oh, that's right. Thank you. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. No wonder the number 12 came in. Duh. Okay. Thank you. Oh, it all kind of makes sense now. All right. So accepting the connection, allowing the geometric design of 12 as this comes together, and 24, which of course 12 reducing to 3, I'm sorry, 27, and 27 reducing to 9. So allowing those numbers to interlock and interconnect. And the following overtones will be moving through this heart line and expanding as they do. And we'll be offering whatever else is necessary and needed to honor. Starting to push me up here a second. Hang on. It actually feels like I want to be lifted up out of my seat right now. That heart line is really expanding. Massive expansion happening. It's interesting. I feel it expand and then it contracts and then it opens. My arms are just moving on their own, but that's like the wave. Like it pulls in, it goes out, it comes in, it goes out. That's just the wave. It's the way the wave is pushing my arms right now. There's lots of movement. And bringing in the vibration of 4, that completes our triad of numerology here. Now for me, 2 is 11, actually it's 11, is a master path. I am on the master path. That is a part of my name, Aowasi Aeon, and 11 is a master number connected to my vibration. And of course, 11 doubled is 4. It is also, if we notice, even on today is 12-12, but if you'll notice, 2 and 1 are both playing a part. Seeing that as a connection to the 11, as well as, of course, that is the number set that dropped in for this offering, which is 12, 27, and 4. So bringing 4 in to unify. 4 is the mirror of the 2. I also feel like, yeah, okay, so what's dropping it is in relation to 4th dimension. There's a lot of archetypal power that's being held. And these tones, of course, I definitely understand the archetypes. I understand what's there in the 4th dimension, but I don't operate in that dimension or in that shell any longer. I touch it, I move through it, but I'm not, I don't stop there. I'm moving through it. I've reclaimed the power back to myself as source, so I don't get caught up in that. So I feel like these tones are supporting and honoring that and clearing maybe any attachments or any judgment that's held in relation to the mother or the father or the child at this point in time, or any outsource of energy to any being that's you believe holds a greater power over you. And we're going to just reclaim that back, okay? Hmm. Oh, that one's really pulling up through the neck and shoulders, like really releasing a lot in the upper spine. And I don't know about you guys, but my back has been popping tremendously this entire time. Okay, these next few are pretty large in their diameter, I guess you could say. There's a lot of twisting, a lot of twisting, a lot of movement. And I'm feeling the call. I'm just hearing to realign the central axis. I really feel like that's what's happening here, anyways, with the movement in the spine. I also want to call in, um, let's use, I want to connect the golden ray into the element of water, which I'm then connecting into the field and the space, directing that towards the room, directing that towards the house, directing that towards all rooms in the house. So directing that towards the living space. Just including that in these tones to align and harmonize. Feels like my chest space just became like a box, which is, of course, what every room is a square, a box, a house, an apartment, a condo, they're all a box. So just placing that image in the heart space. You. That's really got a lot of movement in the lower abdomen. Okay. The next few are going to close this out, you guys. So I'm just going to do a few more and then that will close our session together. And these last few, I want to focus directly on the blood, directly on the bloodline. Moving deeper in the bloodline. That one's really vibrating. And what's also very beautiful is my lower back pain is like not there anymore. I don't feel anything. Oh, it's like vibrating so much it's itching. I do feel itchiness because everything is vibrating. And our final one, anchoring, harmonizing, aligning. All right. That is going to complete our overtones. If you are interested in receiving more, as always, you can look for my next free live. I also have an upcoming offering. If anyone is interested, our first session is on the 21st. It is a paid offering. We will be working through the experiences with overtones, but it's an ancestral line clearing, so it's focused on generational perceptions, generational belief systems, ancestral, basically the ancestral inheritance through the bloodline, which is a vibrational pattern. And we'll be going through and clearing and reconstructing with sound and words and intention, and incorporating a new truth into our experience. If you are interested, of course, they will be live and also recorded. They are $55 each. There's a total of 3. You can purchase them just 1 or 2, or if you're interested in all 3, it's $111. Approximately an hour and a half of overtones, guided like meditation, if you will, guided reflection. And it'll be extremely powerful, as it always is. Everything is as powerful when we come together, but the money invested is an agreement where you can receive the most of yourself back with intention and purpose. It's a contract. So it contracts you to that moment. And I like to just say that it's an opportunity to use money as an investment of receptivity instead of consumption. So thank you all. I love you. I am so grateful that you are here. I'm so grateful that you chose to receive. And I do look forward to having some more coming soon. And if you enjoyed this, please let me know. You can always drop me a line or so in the comments. And as always, I appreciate everyone's awareness. I appreciate everyone just being here and receiving. Oh, good. I'm glad you're still here, Mina. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, is that your mom? Hey. Oh, wonderful. Hi. I'm so grateful you joined, Louise. That's amazing. Yay. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. How are you both doing? That's like a beautiful little gift. I'm so grateful you joined me as well. I hope everything felt wonderful. There's still some movement happening. It's still kind of pulling me up in my own body right now. So there's still some stuff moving through. I mean, if you guys want, I can do some more. I didn't want to take up too much of anyone's time. But if you guys would like for me to go through some more overtones, as always, just let me know. And I'm more than welcome to share some more. Just let me know. Oh, wonderful. So happy to hear that. So grateful you could join in. Would you guys like for me to keep going for a little while longer, or does everyone feel complete? It doesn't matter. It's whatever you guys would like. I've got the time. I've got the space. If not, then we can end here. Does not matter to me. My body feels very open. Like I mentioned, I've been having some lower back pain for like a week and a half. Like it doesn't matter what I do. Um, but it's gone. Oh, good. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Louise. Thank you. Yeah, it is late there for you guys. So I'm with you. It's actually like 4 p.m. See, like I didn't even know the time or the date, you guys. Like you can tell, like I am just like not even aware of anything in that regards right now. Okay, but good, wonderful. No, it feels good. It feels complete. The pain in my back is gone. So 11:11 on 12:12. We will end it there. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everyone. Love you. Thank you for receiving. I will have another one coming in soon. Again, if you're interested in one that's more in depth, I do have the upcoming offering beginning on the 21st. I will have more details, or you can just check my previous posts on my page. So thank you all. I love you. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, Adonai.